team for this week's episode of Grow Your Mind and Money. Tonight we are interviewing Sassy SingZ, the princess of rhythm. Sassy has experienced the other side of the mountain, the valley, and the mountaintop, and has used those challenges to empower herself as she creates her own unique music style that stands on the rich heritage of those who came before her. Sassy's music has touched people around the globe. Many have been moved, touched, and inspired by her music. Sassy is a champion for humanity. It's time for a little spoken word to kick off the show from the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry. Johnny, take it away.
Thank you, Nakia. And Shiny and Quiet Storm are under the weather tonight, so I'm filling in for them. But Shiny did send in a great poem that's appropriate for February. It's a new dawn.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I feel good. I'm going to keep it simple. Stevie Wonder said it better. We pledge allegiance all our lives to the magic colors red, blue, and white. And we all must be given the liberty to defend. Because if justice not for all men, history will repeat again. Not fighting for equality past tense. Because history repents. And we're the people only skinned with pigment. The day has come where all is one under the sun, and America done. Separation undone. Because we are all responsible, so come join. See the eyes of the people run. Yes, our future is being sworn in, and it could be your son or your daughter, so make plans. This is history, and we're living it. Only one of the cries of the civil rights that has made it. 4.3 million on a split of the people who has witnessed it. No, this is not a dream. No, this is not a dream. No, this is not a dream. He's a real man, putting his hand up to be sworn in as the first black president. So let us stand, band together, and raise our hands. Because yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we did. The first black president, Barack Obama, a black man. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I feel good.
It's a new dawn, the Pumpkin from Pluto version. Snap, snap, toe tap. Before we continue, it is time to see what money-making thoughts Darnell, the voice of reason, has for us today. Take it away, Darnell.
Thank you, Ronnie B. Always more. You have more strength than you know. Start to make use of that strength to expect more of yourself, and you'll begin to find how much is really there. You have more stories than you realize. Begin to offer those stories in ways helpful and congenial, and you'll understand how rich and profound they are. You are wealthy beyond any level you have ever imagined. Open your eyes to the value and all that surrounds you and live the joyful, creative reality of that wealth. Within your life is an ever-glowing treasure, resonating with all of life while also being uniquely you. Allow that gentle glow to spark into a brilliant flame, lighting the universe in its own beautiful way. You have more resources, skills, experience, and capacity to love that you have yet discovered. Focus your life genuinely and passionately on a meaningful purpose and let all that goodness pour forth. There's always more to know, more to do, more to live, and more to give. Experience the matchless joy of allowing it all to unfold through you. What I have learned about myself and growing my mind when it comes to the theme always more and the action I will take is always take it to the hoop and get the harm in the foul. Make the reception and take the hit. Dust yourself off and get back out there in the game. My mother always told me that it won't mean any less if it takes some time than it became immediately to you. So until those goals come to pass, there's always more. I will see you later on in the show, but right now it's time for our special interview with Sassy SingZ, the Princess of Rhythm. Nakia, over to you.
Thank you, Darnell. As always, that was awesome. So, in the first part of the show, we will learn about a challenge Sassy faced in having her dreams fulfilled, a challenge that knocked the wind out of her sails. Somehow, some way, she kept going and used that challenge to give her strength that has made her successful in every area she chooses to focus her time and energy. In part 2 of the show, Darnell will continue the interview and look at some of the challenges Sassy faces in having her vision for her entertainment career fulfilled. We will learn about Sassy's aha moment that launched her entertainment career. In the finale, Sassy will share with Quiet Storm a couple of practices that will make a difference in reaching her goals and your goals for wealth and prosperity. Sassy will also share the future of her career and upcoming projects. Sassy, thank you for being on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me. How are you?
I am good. It is wonderful talking to you again.
Likewise.
So, Sassy, what we're talking about in this part of the show is for you to please share an incident or time in your life that knocked the wind out of your sails, when the going got even rougher and you felt like you were lost. Be as specific as possible, please, so we can truly appreciate what you were experiencing.
I guess one of the times that I got the wind knocked out of me was when I realized that I was going to lose my home. I had purchased my first condo when I was about 25 years old, and that's when the market crash had occurred. And so many people were losing jobs and getting laid off, and my hours at work got cut. And I realized I was not going to be able to keep up, with the bills, with the mortgage, the car, and, all the wonderful bills that come every month. So when that moment came in my life, when you set out into the world, to become this adult that you're discovering within yourself, you go straight for the start. You hope that you have no failures and no setbacks. But facing that challenge of, having to really say, okay, I'm not going to win this one, it was really hard. It took me a while to figure out, okay, what do I do? Because I was lost there for a second, for about a year or two. It was hard. Yeah.
I can imagine that being difficult, the reality setting in that everything is not going to be as perfect as we plan and we hope. So during that time when you were trying to find your way and reestablish yourself, when you were dealing with that situation, did you blame other people or your circumstances or yourself in that experience?
All the above. Everybody got a little bit of it, like when you're in a place where you're down in that pit, you don't know who to blame. You blame yourself, you blame the people that you would hope to be there during your time of hardship. You blame the situation for it not being fair. You mad at God, you mad at everybody. So it was a little bit of everything.
So you thought it was all going to be fair, huh?
Yeah, because when you set out into the world, people, I feel like, as a young adult, still learning and still growing, I feel like as a teenager, like high school and even college didn't really prepare you for life.
Wow.
You're on this path of excellence. Like, you got to make straight A's and you got to get on the honor roll. And I was all of the above. I was still getting in trouble, but I was always an honor roll student. And it's like, those A's didn't help me deal with that.
Wow.
Nobody warned you that you could possibly fail, even though you're smart. That warning doesn't hit you in life till you have to actually experience it and go through it.
Wow. So at what point did you stop caring about who or what to blame?
Great question. At what point? I mean, I won't say that I've actually overcome it. I say it's a challenge that I think we all humans try to overcome every day, and no matter what the failure is in our life. Like, trying to remind yourself, not to put the blame on this or that, but just try to get past it, and just try your best to continue to do better, to not let that hold you back. So I feel like I'm still, going through that process. I don't feel like there was a point where, okay, I got it. I don't think I got it yet.
Okay.
I'm still figuring it out,
Wow. Okay. So, okay, so you're still in that work of progress.
So go ahead and ask the question.
So when would you say you started to see the light of hope and possibility?
I started to see the light of hope and possibility when I saw how much my hard work really, started to affect people. I started to realize, this singing thing, it might be something. Because, for a long time, I said before in previous interviews, it wasn't something that I actually planned. So it was like starting to realize that this singing thing wasn't just about me singing, that it was actually touching people and encouraging people and inspiring people. I started to say, okay, it's not about me, there's something else going on here. And to see that, I said, okay, we're not going to die here.
Okay. So what steps did you take to start the journey towards that light?
Having more faith in myself, having more faith in God. I think it starts inside more than anything. Just knowing that you know that you can do it, and believing in yourself to the point where no matter what anybody says, you're going to try your best to do it.
Wow, okay. And what words of wisdom would you share with our listeners from the theme, Always More, when it comes to building wealth and prosperity?
I would say always, never stop believing in yourself. No matter how bleak it looks, no matter how bad it looks, no matter who says what to you. Just always believe in yourself, because there's always more. There's always more than you think. You know, sometimes we hold ourselves back just in our thoughts. And if we just change that perception, you know, a lot of things could turn around in our lives.
Okay. Wow. Well, Sassy, I love what you have been sharing. It is a blessing. I am definitely moved, touched, and inspired by your willingness to be transparent and share those moments with us. We will hear more from Sassy later in the show. But however, it's time for a prosperous spirit with Miss Cookie. What do you have for us?
I have for you tonight comfort. Comforted by divine love and grace, I extend comfort to others. In good times and difficult times, I open myself to the comforting love of Spirit. I relax into this presence and let it smooth my emotion and bring peace to my mind. In the warmth of divine love, I feel strengthened, reassured, and at peace. I am one with God. In this consciousness, I know Spirit is active in me and those I love. I am a channel through which divinity flows. As I reach out to others, I trust God to guide my action and words and make me an instrument of compassion. I may be close enough to hold a hand, give a hug, or help with physical care and support. Or I may be miles apart physically, yet near in spirit and heart. Just as I am comforted by God, I extend comfort to all. Shani, take us to break.
Stay tuned for The Kitchen with Miss Cookie and Quiet Storm, featuring music from Sassy SingZ on The Korner.
Another day, another restless night, crying myself to sleep. Another day of relentless phone calls from credit card companies demanding payment. Another day wondering if filing bankruptcy or getting one of those debt consolidation loans is the only way to go. A friend said, "Stop crying. Call Sharon, the debt destroyer." Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy? No loans? Your credit card debt eliminated? I called Sharon, and her team of experts went right to work with a plan that made sense. I am sleeping peacefully, knowing my credit card debt is being destroyed and my credit is getting back on track. Have your credit card debt destroyed and get a good night's sleep. Contact Sharon, the debt destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Okay, something smells great. I think it's a dish Miss Cookie has been flipping up in the kitchen.
Thank you, Darnell, and welcome to the kitchen. We have a great recipe to feed those hearty appetites that have been working diligently on growing their minds and money. Tonight's recipe is called It's Worth the Wait. It is very delicious, and the flu season is going around, and this will be something that you can stir up and enjoy and help to get better. You will need chicken and rice, because it is a chicken and rice soup. Get those pens and paper handy. And you also will do this in a slow cooker. It will take about 6 hours. So once you're out to work and back home, it will be ready. You will need 1 cup peeled and sliced carrots, 1 cup of sliced celery, 1 cup of diced onion, 2 sprigs fresh thyme, 4 whole cloves, 1 teaspoon of whole black peppercorn, 1 whole chicken, about 4 pounds, quartered, 4 cups of unsalted chicken broth, a half a cup fresh dill chopped, 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 package Uncle Ben whole grain brown rice, freshly cracked pepper. Here are your instructions. Place the carrots, celery, onion, thyme, cloves, and peppercorn in a slow cooker. Don't forget the slow cooker bag. Arrange chicken, including back and wings, on top. Pour in chicken stock and 1 cup of water. Cook on low for 6 hours. Then remove the chicken from the slow cooker. Shred and discard the bones and skin. Return the meat to the slow cooker and stir in the dill, salt, and rice. Serve with your freshly cracked pepper. It is delicious and it will help get rid of that flu. Now it is time for the corner with Ronnie B. Let's give him a smooch and a rose.
Well, thank you, Miss Cookie, and that does sound like the recipe I need. I don't know if I had the flu, but I was going down fast. So, all right. And Quiet Storm gave me the keys to the corner, so I'm passing out a few mimosas to everybody. And tonight we have Sassy SingZ out of Miami, Florida, with her album, Late Night. Now, Sassy is an award-winning songwriter, entertainer, and powerful woman who enchants audiences everywhere with her dynamic style. Welcome to the corner, Sassy. We hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you. I'm having a great time.
All right. And, Sassy, before we continue, Nakia had a couple of questions from some listeners. Nakia, would you go ahead and with those questions?
Okay, excellent. This question is from Kelvin. What coping skills did you use to get through those times?
Prayer. Lots and lots and lots of prayer. And I'm not even being cliche. Like, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning and go to prayer at church because I had lost my job, so I didn't have, anything to really do. So when they started doing 6 a.m. prayer at church, I used to get up every day and go to the church and just pray and just try to pray, God, tell me what to do, because I didn't know what else to do. I did a lot of praying and I did a lot of, reading the word and just trying to stay encouraged because it's hard. It really, really gets hard. And surround yourself with good people that will keep you encouraged as well. Just as important, but definitely prayer.
Absolutely. Okay, the other question is, does your music encourage others to persevere?
Yes, I have a few songs. One of my popular songs, which is also the theme song for a breast cancer organization called Save the Twins, it's called Ultimate Fear, and it's about dealing with being alone, in this world, and the fears and the issues that come up with realizing, what alone really feels like. So I try to always make sure that I talk about real life in my music, and especially about persevering and seeing the light and breaking through no matter how bad it is. So that's definitely important to me.
Well, thank you very much for your response, and we would definitely like to thank Kelvin for his questions. Ronnie?
All right. As you know, we asked the team to vote whether the track should get a smooch and a rose or if it needs more fertilizer. Now, Sassy, I'm going to warn you, they rough. They rough. I'd have seen them fertilize the gospel singer.
Uh-oh.
Now, you know they rough. They rough. I'm going to warn you. Now,
Tell the truth.
All right, so the first track that we're going to hear is one from her previous album. The name of the track is Bullshit. DJ, roll it.
I would like to explore, but I'm hoping that we could still be friends. I ain't leaving because I'm cheap, okay? I just know the problem is me, cause baby, it's not you. It's really me. I really need to take the time to find me, and it's not you. It's really me. I'm so sorry, but I'm not ready, and it's not you. It's really me. I really care about you, but the player in me, and it's not you. You told me it's not you.
All right, that was Bullshit. Is the track get a smooch and a rose or some free fertilizer? Well, let's start out with the voice of reason.
Man. Sassy SingZ. Woo. I'm gonna get a Smooch and a Rose. I could tell you had it up to there with whatever was being tried. You weren't having it, or you were finished with having it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, all right. Okay, Miss Cookie, is the track getting a Smooch and a Rose, or we backing up the fertilizer truck?
Oh, no, I have Pretty on her, and I'll give her a Smooch and a Rose. It had a little beat to it.
Thank you.
All right, okay. The Empress of Faith, Nakia.
Yes, well, I definitely enjoyed that. Definitely reminiscent when you are younger, in your younger years, and have experienced some things, and it's like, do whatever, walk.
I know, Nakia. You sounded like you were reminiscent about it a few years ago.
Hey, I'm just real. Go through things as females. Y'all may not, understand that, young men. But anyway, since I'm giving that a Smooch and a Rose, I enjoyed that. So
thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, I always like when a woman can express herself about a situation so eloquently. So Smooches and Roses. But we have another track from Sassy SingZ, and she's going in a completely different direction with this track. It's called Late Night. Let's check it out.
Turning in my bed, 'cause I got this ache from these thoughts in my head. Try to regulate, get my thoughts in check. No matter what it takes, put these thoughts to rest. It's so easy for me to pretend. During the day, I'm just great. I don't have no time for friends, but I'm lying more to myself. 'Cause I got this ache I can't shake, and I wish I had a friend. 'Cause late night, it gets lonely, and late night don't wanna chill with homie. And late night I want some hands on me, but late night there's no company. Oh, late night, it gets lonely, and late night don't wanna chill with homie. And late night I want some hands on me, but late night there's no company. So I toss and turn in my bed, and I'm wide awake with this ache. Please take this thing away. My heartbeat's pace is a race. I can't wait to release this weight. It's so easy for me to pretend that I don't have time to try and make friends, but I'm just lying to myself. 'Cause it gets late and I wait, and I'm still here by myself. Late night, it gets lonely, and late night don't wanna chill with homie. And late night I want some hands on me, but late night there's no company. Oh, late night, it gets lonely, and late night don't wanna chill with homie. And late night I want some hands on me, but late night there's no company. I toss and turn, but I'm holding on. I praise up, but that's just a fire. Coming up from the abyss, I have no air to carry this. Really hoping I'm not alone tonight. Whoa, really tell me that, 'cause I keep lying to myself. I can't deny I need some help. 'Cause late night, it gets lonely, and late night don't wanna chill with homie. And late night I want some hands on me, but late night there's no company. Oh, late night, it gets lonely, company. 'Cause late night, it gets lonely. And late night, don't wanna chill with only. And late night, I want some hands on me. But late night, there's no company. Oh, late night, it gets lonely. And late night, don't wanna chill with only. And late night, I want some hands on me. But late night, there's no company.
That was Late Night Sassy SingZ. And I don't know what they're doing down in Florida. But in Chicago, let me tell you, you might have to change the lyrics. All right, panel. Is Late Night getting a smooch and a rose? Empress of Faith.
I'm going to give her a smooch and a rose. I enjoyed that. You know, we women, we can kind of relate to them different things. But, you know, it's just what you choose to do at the end of that late night. So, smooch and a rose.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, a smooch and a rose. And Mr. Darronell Moore. You grew up in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm not a stranger to a late night or two, so I was getting into it. Especially, you know, when it's the 305 getting down like that late night. Smooch in a row.
Thank you.
All right, and now we have to check in on the lady of the hour. Miss Cookie been working diligently in that kitchen, so we have to find out if it made her toe tap, or did she call in that fertilizer order. Miss Cookie?
I'm sorry, but I had to call in the fertilizer guy. Yeah,
no.
I didn't. Maybe it's a generation gap, but I still got to give her a little fertilizer on that.
That's all right.
Okay, all right. Well, at least you didn't get the truck. Let me tell you, Sassy. Okay, and like I said, I grew up in Chicago. Let me tell you, late night, I don't know who you're hanging around. Because homie be that got left outside, you know, hanging out at the curb somewhere with some wild Irish rose. And, you know, so, but I'm giving it a smooch and a rose. Now, Sassy, how can our listeners learn more about you, your music, and spend some money buying your music or booking performances?
Please log on to the website, sassysingz.com, SASSYSINGZ.com. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I do check my inboxes and my DMs. Maybe not right away, but I do get to them. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or you can email me at booksassysingz@gmail.com.
All right, okay, all right, and guys, late night. Voice of Reason, take us to break.
Up next, Shiny Sunshine Lounge. My interview with Sassy and Voices from the Ethers. Please stay tuned.
Credit card debt was kicking my butt. Filing for bankruptcy was not for me. I spoke with those debt consolidation people who only wanted me to keep the debt I had for what seemed like a century. A friend said, "Your debt destroyed." I said, "What?" They said, "Your debt destroyed." They said, "Contact Sharon at Your Debt Destroyed and let her team of experts eliminate your debt while building up your credit worthiness." I contacted Sharon, and she put her team to work to destroy my debt with a plan that was easy to follow and gave me and my family peace of mind. Don't consolidate your debt, eliminate your debt. Contact Sharon at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call her at 888-431-2829, extension 2.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Now it's time to visit the lounge. Shawnee, take it away, my love.
All right, Nakia, Shawnee, Quiet Storm under the weather. Quiet Storm had gave me the keys to the corner, and Shawnee gave me the keys to the lounge. So we partying, champagne for everybody today.
Hey,
the crystal is flowing. You know what? You know what? I almost feel like one of those singing stars. But I guess that's more Sassy SingZ territory. Now, welcome to Shawnee's Sunshine Lounge, where we feature a mixture of goodies that will stimulate your mind and maybe have you tap your foot. Now, we were going to have a mystery poet so that we could mess around with Shawnee tonight. But since she's not here, we're going to have an old grumpy favorite, one of Shawnee's favorite. We're going to have baritone. And let's check out a little, and this is something for the ladies, a little bit of that fictitious fiancé. That mic is hot.
You are my sunshine on a cloudy day. The finest sculptor's hands couldn't capture your essence with the most expensive clay. Simply because your beauty starts internally, and my love ain't going nowhere, I am yours for eternity. I want you to be that Proverbs 31 type of woman who can overcome any obstacle and never be fazed. A lady who understands that charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. I want to give you that agape love that 1 Corinthians speak of, that is patient, kind, and that will never end. I want you to be a strong-minded sister, the Mrs. to my Mr., the Mia to my Remus. A woman who keeps her eyes on the prize and never lets jealousy come between us. You see, my heart was barren like Sarah's womb until love was conceived, and you made me believe that we could coexist and do this. When I think of how much you cared for me and feel that empty space, I first give it honor to God for His amazing grace. You see, I was a lonely man, afraid of rejection, lacking direction, until you came along and, following the tracks of my tears, wrapped me in your arms and showed me love and affection. Je ne te quitterai jamais et je ne t'aimerai toujours. Translation, I will love you forever and leave you never. The Lord revealed you to me in a dream. That's how I know we're meant to be together. I can't wait for that day when you're walking down that aisle, wearing the most elegant dress, the same colors, your smile. As we take our vows and look into each other's eyes, my mind fast forwards to waking up to a blessing every time the sun rises. Now there will be some challenges along the way. The devil will try to attack us without warning. We may not even see him coming. But I'd rather have bad times with you than good times with another woman. Before I could blink, He blessed me with you, and that's exceeding abundantly above all that I could ever ask or think. Ever since the day I met you, you filled my world with so much love. I prayed for a soulmate, and He sent me a blessing down from up above. My love, I want you to know that I've missed you since birth. Also that I am a real man who understands a woman's worth. Sweet lady, it is your love that I hunger. And I'm willing to wait forever, because what doesn't kill me can only make me stronger. I have been denied the pleasure of your presence, so make yourself seen. And I know your heart can hear me because my pulse is racing. So I'll be waiting for you at the beginning of every morning and at the end of every day. I can't wait for our souls to collide. My beautiful bride, my fictitious fiancé.
That was my fictitious fiancé by Baritone out of Houston, Texas. And we had to check with the panel. And panel, we're going to see if Baritone is going to get a couple of snaps or some rotten tomatoes. And our guest tonight, Miss Sassy SingZ. Snap, snaps, rotten tomatoes for my fictitious fiancé.
I'm first to respond to the poet?
Yes, you first to respond to the poet?
Oh, I liked it. I really liked it a lot.
So snap, snaps for him, huh?
Snap, 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 snap.
All right, okay. Snap, snaps from Sassy SingZ. Voice of reason.
I'm like this cigarette from the kid, but yeah, baby.
All right.
yeah. You know, baritone took it there. He took it there. You know, he always gotta, do his thing. So we snapping with baritone. Yeah.
Okay. And Empress of Faith.
I like that.
Have you exhaled?
So I love being a Proverbs 31 woman. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
I ain't saying to my face, we do exist. That's all I'm saying. We still flawed to some degree, but we do exist. Snap. So snap, of course.
All right, well, I'm giving baritone some snappity snaps. I hope you enjoy this performance. You can check him out on Old Grumpy Radio and Old Grumpy Houston. Now it is time to continue our interview with Sassy SingZ. Darnell, our voice of reason. Take it away.
Thank you, Ronnie B. Sassy, first of all, thank you for your sharing, your willingness to be open and authentic in the first interview. In this segment, we will learn more about Sassy and some of the challenges she faces having career and business to succeed and exceed all expectations. So, Sassy, let's just dive right into it. Please share the aha moment when you knew in your heart of hearts that being an entertainer, professional songwriter, was the right thing for you.
When the aha moment, I guess, when I did a concert, I want to say last year or the year before, it was a Bank of America Starlight concert. It was outdoor at this big park in Sunrise, Florida. And they were telling me, they were like, you're going to headline the event. And I was like, don't nobody know who I am? Why am I headlining this event? And they were like, no, everybody wants to see you. And, at that point, I really didn't think people really knew who I was. So I'm at the park and I'm doing the show, and it was just it was a huge crowd that came out, and these people were having the time of their lives. And I was like, oh, this could really happen, And it just was like that moment where it was like, I felt it on stage, like, okay, this is it right here. This is where I'm supposed to be.
I mean, you knew all the hard work and all the being in the church choir when you were little was paying off.
I didn't think so. I knew I could do it, but I didn't really feel it to that night, because it was like these people weren't, my race or people that's around that's even in my neighborhood. These are like, the more I called them the more high-end people. It was the majority of the crowd was white people, and these were people like more in the upper class. And I'm like, wow, these people came to see little old me, And it was just like, it was like a God moment, like when the heavens opened up, it was just like, So it was like, wow. I was like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I was convinced right then and there, because if somebody totally different from me can relate to the lyrics, to the music, then I must be doing something right. This person doesn't come from my background. It doesn't have those type of experience that I've had, and they can relate to the lyrics. So I was like, okay, you can do this. This is what you're supposed to do.
And that's you know what? That's unusual, because most people would say, I was 8 years old. I was in junior high. for the first talent show. But that's unusual, and I like that. I like that. That's different. That's really refreshing.
Thank you. I wish I did go back there. It saved a lot of time.
Hey, you know, we appreciate that because, again, for you, that was an aha moment, and you knew it. So thank you. Sassy, what circumstances or people challenges, or people that challenge you and happen your business and it's different, you make exceed all expectations? And what are you doing to overcome those obstacles? What circumstances or people challenges?
It's a lot of obstacles in this business. You know, it's overcoming the fraudulent people, the people that make you all these promises and, you know, trying not to get too excited and, you know, believing everything that everybody tells you. You know, then there's the obstacle of being a woman in a male-dominated industry. You know, it's a challenge to, you know, maintain your respect and your integrity because you're challenged in that arena all the time. So one of the ways that I overcome those obstacles is always, you know, I wake up in the morning and I just, you know, reaffirm who I am, you know, by thanking God and just thanking him for this opportunity, for this talent, for this gift to do what I do. And, you know, just to keep me humble so I can remember what I'm doing and what I'm doing it for and to just stay on track. Don't get distracted. Just go straight ahead.
Hey, I understand. Moving straight ahead, yes. Well, Sassy, we talked about people challenges and obstacles. Would you be willing to share a disappointment that involved working with others that still has you shake your head?
There's a lot of those moments. You know, I wrote a song for an artist. This is a good one. I wrote a song for this artist, and this was the time that I was developing myself too, as far as my image and, you know, what kind of sound I wanted. And this artist reached out to me via Facebook, and, you know, she asked me to help her arrange a song that she wrote. So I met up with her, you know, and her and her husband, we sat down and we came up with a plan to do some voice lessons for her. And I took the song and I totally rearranged it because the way that she'd written it, it didn't make musical sense. So I just took her words and just kind of flipped it around, you know. And I mean, I spent hours working with her, you know, studio, everything. And, you know, all of a sudden it was just like, they did a music video for the song, and my name was on it at the time on the music video, and this song just kind of took off for them. And I didn't know anything. Like, you know, I had an agreement with them. At least I thought I had an agreement with them. And the song took off, and I never heard anything from them ever again. And then one day, I think this was like 2-3 years ago, I'm watching R&B Divas on TV One, and I hear the song playing on the commercial. And I say, oh, my God, wait, I wrote that. Hey, that's the song I had wrote for the guy. And I'm sitting up here and I'm like, what? And then I'm calling them up to see what's going on. Then they're claiming that I never did anything. I'm not the one who arranged it. They removed my name off of everything. And mind you, I did so much for free for this artist. You know, because I'm just one of those artists that just likes to help the next artist. Like, I don't believe in hitting you over the head and killing you with, you know, fees if you really are trying to do, you know, live this dream out, because I know how hard it is. And they totally just, you know, pretty much took me out of the whole entire song, you know. But I was just like, okay, lesson learned.
And that is a disappointment, and I can still see you shaking your head. I mean,
I'm still shaking every time I think about it.
Right now?
I'm shaking my head now. So I'm like, R&B Divas? This song is playing? And I'm like, okay. All right. So I just like to write. Lesson learned.
Man, the kid and Ronnie be over there shaking their head. They like, man, with friends like that, you don't need enemies. Whoa.
I'm trying to tell you.
Ooh, Sassy. Ooh. Well, let's flip it and have you please share a specific moment where your efforts and the memories of the work you and others did still brings a smile to your face. So it gives you a chance to flip this on the positive.
I remember the first time I performed Ultimate Fear at the SingZ Twins breast cancer event. And this was 2010. And I remember a woman came to me, and she had tears in her eyes afterwards, because to me this was my first time performing like a big charity event with all these people drinking champagne. So this was a new thing to me. I've never done anything with charities at that point. So when she came to me with tears in her eye, I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm in trouble. I said, I hope I didn't do anything to offend this woman, because I'm like thinking the worst of worst. And she just came and she just took my hand and she just said, I just want to say thank you. She was like, those words were real. And she said they hit home. And she was like, I needed to hear that. And, you know, it was just like, wow. You know, like, wow. And I still smile about it, because it's like I made it small. It might be small to some people, but it was a big deal to me. You know, because it affected her. She was like, you know, an older woman. And I think that's I just was like, oh, my God, she really relates to the song. Like, she was in tears, and I always remember that.
Wow. You know, and I'm sure it gave you the opportunity to truly, again, not that you didn't already know, but believe that, man, people are truly touched by great music and words that we say.
Yes, it's true.
It is. Well, man, that's beautiful. And that's, you know, a good way to flip that, because, again, you went from disappointment to something, a specific moment where, hey, you honed in on making a difference, and you did. So kudos, Sassy. Kudos for that one.
Thank you.
Hey, well, Sassy, we could talk forever, but it is time to hear from our listeners. And I know we got some ethers and some words and some voices from the ethers over there. I'm trying to look over here in the murky darkness, see who's over there. Is everybody be over there?
All right, I got you, brother. Let's see. Mr. Moore, I was very inspired by Now Is Your Chance. It is a wake-up call to stop waiting for conditions to be perfect and realize they are perfect right now. Snap, snap to Shiny and all the poets on your show. Miss Cookie is my favorite. She can cook and has words of wisdom that are fresh, not stale, renditions of the past. And that was from Arlene Alexander Ross. Arlene, we do thank you for that wonderful message. And it is refreshing to hear Miss Cookie. Now we have, from Brenda Marks, and Brenda writes, Mr. Sexy Man had me rolling on the floor laughing. The discussion about Now Is Your Chance was very inspiring. By the way, the poetry, that ass, had my mouth drop. Loved it. That was an interesting piece of poetry, and I'm glad you liked the discussion. Now is your chance. And let's see if we have one more. And all right, it looks like that's all that Quiet Storm left in the goodie bag for us this week. And we love your comments, suggestions, whatever you want to send. We can't always get to them all, but we try to get to as many, but we read them all. Nakia, take us to break.
Coming up in the next segment, the finale with Sassy, Food for Thought, and the Prosperity Work.
They say, stop creditors from harassing you. Consolidate your credit card debt into a loan. They say, stop those annoying calls. Simply file bankruptcy. They don't say, consolidating credit card debt into a loan keeps you paying on that debt for years and more years with interest. They don't say, file for bankruptcy and say no to a car loan, no to a mortgage for up to 11 years. Don't file bankruptcy and ruin your credit for years. Don't get a consolidation loan and pay years and years. Get your credit card debt destroyed. Call Sharon, the debt destroyer. Sharon and her team of experts work hard to help you eliminate your credit card debt and get you and your credit back on track. No bankruptcy, no loans, your credit card debt eliminated. Have your credit card debt destroyed. Contact Sharon, the debt destroyer, at yourdebtdestroyed.com or call 888-431-2829, extension 2.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Now, Body Beat, over to you for the finale.
Thank you, and we do it all with love. Sassy, it is a special treat having you on the show tonight, and I'm amazed at your sharing, how free you've been on the show, and your talent. And I will say that you and Nakia are two of the best looking women on the radio. Y'all sisters just got it going on like that. And now I'm going to tell you fellas, look, late night. All right. All right, Miss Sassy. Okay. Miss Sassy, what challenges do you see lurking in the waters that will try to slow you down or take you off the path from growing your entertainment career and having it succeed beyond all expectations? What is it that's going to try to slow you on down there?
I'm not sure to say, pinpoint exactly what I think will slow me down. I just, pray just not to get distracted, don't get, because I'm the type of person, I get excited, about things, and it's just, sometimes I get too excited too quick. So, just being cautious of that and, not jumping in head first into situation, because this business is one that you have to proceed with caution. So I'm just praying, that God would just keep me focused and keep my eyes straight on the path and not get distracted by the things that's going on, in everyday life. So I'm just praying to overcome all of them.
All right, I can see that. I see that you just the challenge of staying on point, not being distracted. Okay, well, or like I say, staying on point. Now, Sassy, you've been around a little bit. I'm not trying to say that we getting ready to suit you up with a rocking chair, but you've been around. You've seen a few things and some do's and some don'ts. Please share 2 pitfalls you have seen people fall into when it comes to being consistent in their actions for having a professional entertainment career. So 2 pitfalls that you've seen people kind of oop, up, boom.
Well, I would say for the ladies, don't give up your bodies for the things that you want in pursuing your dreams, because I see a lot of female artists, falling into that like I said, it's a male-dominated business, and it's like I see men, promising X, Y, Z if she does, A, B, C. And a lot of the female artists, they're so excited and they're so hungry to do whatever it is that they want to do that they fall into that, and then what ends up happening is you get used, never to see this person who promised you whatever ever again. So I would want to warn, my fellow female artists to be more cautious, and guard yourself. And then I would say to a second pitfall, I would say is, don't blame anybody. Don't blame anybody. If it's not working, just dig deeper. Go harder. Don't blame the DJs for not playing the record. Don't blame the blog for not, writing the story about you. Figure out what you got to do to get seen, to get heard. Don't waste your time blaming people because it's not going to help you get anywhere. And I see a lot of people waste time with that.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. All right. Now, now, Sassy, would you please share with us one practice you use daily to keep yourself in action and focus on the results you intend to produce?
One of the things that I make a habit is I wake up every morning. When I get up, I thank the Lord for another day, and I make sure, social media is a big part of the business now. And, as an artist, you have to keep it active. And one of the things that I do every day is I make sure that the first post of the day is something inspiring, not only to me, but to everybody that's following me. So that's something that, I make sure it's something that I actually, will kind of just over, and I hope when I post them that, it also encourages those who follow me and those who come to my page. So that's something that I started to do a couple of years ago with all my social media accounts.
Oh, okay, that's great. That's great. I really like that practice. I have a similar practice, but every day, I said that, I have loved ones, and how loved ones pass away, and it's like, what was that person like? Well, they, God willing, I'll live as long as God has me live. But when I'm gone, there will, every day of my life, I recorded an inspirational message.
Wow.
And if you want to know who I am, all you got to do is play the messages. And I send them out every day whether people listen to them or not. Because usually I'm getting them out of it. So, again, as you said that, I really want to commend you. And I'm saying that as as a brother. Sister.
Thank you,
Sassy.
thank you.
Sister Sassy. All right. All right. Now, what do you have on your plate, and how can our listeners learn more about the projects and activities you are involved with?
I would definitely tell everybody to, keep SassySingZ.com. Keep, going back to the website. Follow me on my social media pages because I do post and, give hints of things coming up. But one of the major things coming up is 27 City Promotional Tour. I will be hitting the road. I should be coming to Chicago, too. So I'm hitting the road from Georgia.
Right town in the house. So fly.
Texas. So I'm coming to a city near you, so I will be posting the dates as soon as everything is confirmed. We're still going back and forth with the dates and locations. Also, I'm working on a new album, so stay tuned for that. If you want to listen to all the music that I've ever released, you can definitely create a Pandora station, Spotify, iTunes Radio, and create your Sassy SingZ station, and you can hear what all the music I've released so far. But definitely follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and all of the social media to keep up with everything.
All right. It sounds like, all right, y'all, she is covered. And are you coming to Houston, Sassy?
I believe so. I'm definitely coming to Texas. I'm not.
All right, because we got some folks in Houston now. We're gonna have to come out and support.
Definitely. I believe.
All right, okay, all right. Okay, all right. Nakia,
I'm gonna keep you posted.
Nakia, you gonna make sure that we get on over there to see Sassy.
We will. I'll definitely do it. I'll put that on my agenda right now.
Yeah, see, the thing is, we all stuck in the mud, but Nakia got real life, Well, her is Saudi, I don't know what the voice of reason be over there doing. So eating a sandwich hanging out with that bearskin rug guy. That's what he be doing. Well, thank you, Sassy, for being on Grow Your Mind and Money. Now, please come back and visit us again.
Thank you so much, and yes, I will come back and visit again.
Oh, that would be just wonderful. And I wonder what special dish Nakia has whipped us for us on Food for Thought. It's smelling good, Nakia.
All right. Well, be amazed and keep going. Life can be amazing. So by all means, be amazed. Don't be so amazed that it immobilizes you. Be amazed at the possibilities, at all the great things you can do. Then get beyond your amazement and get busy actually doing. Be amazed at what others have achieved, at what you yourself have done, and at the beauty the universe constantly proffers. Then find something new and great and wonderful to do with it all. Life is amazing, and you can make it even more so. Be amazed, yet don't ever let yourself be satisfied with mere amazement. Drink in the wonder and beauty of life. Let it all inspire you to create greater beauty. The journey is long, worthwhile, fulfilling, and amazing. Be amazed and keep going. An action I see I can take for myself when it comes to the theme, be amazed and keep going, is to not allow that mere moment of amazement that is simply in front of me to hold me hostage for too long. Because sometimes we can sit there and bask in the moment, and life will continue to pass us by when we should be jumping and running and not stopping at that very moment. Because milestones are important. Victories are grand. But we can't allow it to hold us captivated for too long. Celebrate it, enjoy it, love on it, and move forward. So for me, I'm going to document it, acknowledge it, celebrate it, love on it, and I'm going to move forward. Because time waits for no one. Over to Quiet Storm for the prosperity work.
I am amazed and I am keeping going. Plain old hard work. What transforms a great idea into a great achievement? What transforms a great idea into a great achievement? Mostly it is plain old hard work. It doesn't hurt to be clever or well connected or to be in the right place at the right time. Yet what matters most to any success is simply showing up and doing the work. Great, big, wonderful things of value are built by adding together small bits of value created in the ordinary moments. The most reliable way to success is to be reliable about putting forth the effort. Though you may have many great and powerful tools at your disposal, don't expect those tools to do all the work for you. The more you invest yourself in the achievement, the more you'll get out of it. Plain old hard work is not something to be avoided, but rather something to be sought after and celebrated. In addition to building worthwhile achievements, it builds you, your skills, your confidence, and self-esteem. Seek the work, embrace the work, and do the work. In that plain old hard work, you'll find your very own path to fulfillment of the most satisfying kind. This week's prosperity work. Create a list of 10 desires you want fulfilled in February that will require some old-fashioned hard work. Next to each item, write the date you will take action and get started fulfilling that desire. Say this affirmation daily. I praise my world now. My world is filled with charming people who lovingly support and empower me in every way. With hard work and love, I am rewarded mightily. Share your list with at least one person daily and invite them to participate. Remember, demand a miracle.
A world of peace and prosperity, one listener at a time. Until next time, grow your mind and money. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.